Hello everyone and welcome to another Warcraft 3 replay commentary. Today I'm gonna fulfill another request which goes something along the lines of do some more TH games please. So I'm gonna do one today. So this game was played on the 2nd of June 2009 and it was the third map in an NGL Solo League best of 3, so the deciding map and therefore pretty important for both of the players. It is a Night Elf versus Human, China versus Korea on Melting Valley, and as you can already see, the Chinese player is not the Night Elf here, it is the yellow human who spawns in the top right corner, TH starting with an altar first here, and his opponent in the bottom left corner is the Korean Night Elf player Czech, one of the very best Warcraft 3 players in the beginning of Warcraft 3. After it was released, he played for the Sonokong Friends at that time, and he was winning plenty of tournaments like the OGN and the WCG Korea in 2003, and at that time he was the most successful Korean player, at least in terms of major tournament wins. And a little fun fact, at the time this game was played, the only two active players who were participating in the WCG 2003 Grand Finals were Czech and Grubby. And at that time, Czech also was very successful team league wise. He played for the Sonokong Friends. And before I continue, we do see a Priestess of the Moon and probably a Huntress build all by Czech, as he's got plenty of Wisps queued up and no Ancient of War so far against the Mountain King first by TH. Yeah, he played for the Sonokong Friends, which are probably to this day the most iconic old school Korean team. Part of the community were stating that they were they had the best player of each race in their roster, with Czech the Night Elf, Dayfly the Orc, Swain the Human, and Mad Frog the Undead. So there's the Hunter's Hall and the Ancient of War. Mountain King is soon gonna come out. And then in April of 2005, Replays.net announced their team World Elite, which included some former Sonokong Friends members like Czech, Dayfly and Swain, as well as some former Yorini members, including Sky. So Czech played for them for about a year and a half, and then later on he also played for WNV, BET, MTW, Enchise and SK Gaming. Priestess of the Moon heading across the map. Still only one Ancient of War for Czech though. And I'm wondering what happened to that Footman. Maybe the Wisp did something tricky here. I unfortunately missed that. And the Footman is even gonna go down here, so that's not the greatest start for the human player. And at the time when Czech was playing for those other teams, he wasn't dominating anymore, but he was still one of the world's best Night Elf player, with the victory in the BlizzCon Asia 2008 and the second places in the NGTV Season 2 and the second place in one of the G League seasons, being his biggest successes, of course alongside a couple of minor tournament wins in for example 3 Sutek Cups. So last bolt by the Mountain King. Now he's gotta get this around, and he successfully does so. It's not nighttime quite yet, so the Priestess might even go down here now, here the night beginning, and he's able to hide here at 140 HP, but unfortunately, of course, he's already rather low, so he's not going to be able to really continue harassing too efficiently. And just to quickly finish here, while the Mountain King still doesn't have the mana for another bolt and he doesn't have Rust, Czech quit Warcraft 3 in early 2010 when he switched to StarCraft 2 while the beta was running. So last hit does not go to Czech. Unfortunately, Forest Troll Shadow Priest got ensnared here. If it didn't, he could have just used Hide at the other side of the mercenary camp and do a lot of healing on the Priestess. Now there's 75 mana again. He doesn't use the Town Portal. He decides to let the Priestess go down. So that is not at all the start Czech wanted to have in this game. So Mountain King almost level 3. That's kind of good for TH, because of course he relies on the strong bolts early on. Arcane Vault in production with tons of peasants here. Kinda lucky for for Czech is that he doesn't rely on the hero level too much. Of course, he's eventually gonna wanna add the True Shot aura to support his hunts, but it's not the worst deal for him to not get as much experience early on. So we're gonna see mass hunts here, a lot of pressure by Czech. Obviously he doesn't wanna sit back and let TH get a sufficient counter to that. TH staying tier 1, he's got 4 farms by now, or maybe, no, he's got 5 farms by now, so he's definitely gonna wanna get the fast expansion here, as it seems. And he's level 3 already. He grabbed a bit close of attack, dropping here at the little green camp. The hunt now scouts the Mountain King passing by. He actually could have cancelled the clarity, but it's gonna run out in a second anyway. And now Dust and Boots have been purchased for the Mountain King, so that's gonna make things a lot easier for him. 3 hunts right now with the nightelf army. The 4th hunt is definitely gonna tell TH that it is double Ancient of War huntresses, so getting a fast expansion up with a Mountain King without water elementals against that is going to be very, very difficult, even though he's already got the level 3 before even starting, and now the militia are coming in for 7 of them, so that is definitely a lot. The Wisp is being chased away here from the Goblin Laboratory, detonating the Mountain King, but there's still plenty of mana. And now the hunts are coming in, but TH doing a good job with only a couple of units here and the Mountain King protecting the militia while they do their creeping. Of course, with the level 3 bolt, the first troll, berserker, and a couple of footmen, TH already has quite some focus fire, but the number of hunts is steadily rising here. The first one is already in quite a bit of trouble. First detonate misplaced here. The second one is probably gonna be more successful. Mountain King still has mana for let's say 1.5 bolts. The first troll berserker has gone down. Very important kill here for the nightelf player, because that is the biggest damage dealer against those hunts, but they are able to do so much damage to the peasants that they're even forced to go back. So it looks like TH might not even want to build an expansion, or he's just gonna bring new militia to chase this away, but I think that's not exactly gonna be the easiest task here. Priestess of the Moon is in a bit of trouble. There is still the town portal. There is the dust on the Mountain King right now. There's also one more bolt available. At this point he uses it and he closes the surround here very safely with the Mountain King and one of his footmen, so the priestess is forced to TP out, and actually new militia are coming in, so it looks like he's maybe even gonna try and rebuild that expansion, but Czech nicely moving his hunts here out of the TP range, so he can continue keeping the pressure up, even though the priestess is at the other side of the map. But TH actually started his tech quite a while ago, so these militia were only to help him chase the nightelf army away. Footman right now is heading for the Goblin Laboratory. It's gonna be 6 o'clock in just a second. So yeah, right now the Zeppelin is available. He's spying that one. Let's see, what did the Mountain King get? Only the Scroll of Regeneration, as it seems, and the first throw berserker was bought away by the nightelf here on top, but thanks to Bash and Boots of Speed, it is unfortunately not gonna get away, or level 4 already for the Mountain King, while the Priest of the Moon continues creeping here. Is she gonna get level 3? Probably. And one footman, being dropped out of the Zeppelin here to do some more harassment against the Wisps, but that footman is not going to be too successful in doing so. Blacksmith being added right now, so a couple of riflemen as it appears. So the aim for Czech is definitely gonna be to keep the pressure up, to not let the human gather a big enough army to really start the snowball effect going. So as long as it's only a couple of riflemen, lots of hunts can still deal with that. One hunt now coming in. Looks like he also maybe wants to buy a Zeppelin. Yeah, he does so. So Zeppelin for both the players right now. The Priestess already taking a ton of damage. There is the inward portion, fortunately for him. So Priestess pulling back here. The Wisps not detonating because the Mountain King is inside the Zeppelin. Now dropping next to the Priestess of the Moon. So she's gonna have to be very careful. He's gonna use, and Priestess picked up in time. Detonates use against the Mountain King. So he's gonna be out of mana for now, which means the Priestess can be dropped. And all these footmen are being picked up by TH and now fly back towards the main base. Let's just check what's going on here. No Arcane Sanctum so far, but an Archmage second. So that definitely tells us it's most likely going to be riflemen and casters, and that means that even more than before, Czech is gonna want to keep the pressure up. The Priestess of the Moon needs to be careful. There is the Zeppelin right next to her. No bash, fortunately for Jack, so he can pick up the Priestess. Mountain King also has to be careful, dodging the hit here with the Zeppelin, and the Rifleman also quickly gets picked up after dropping one of the full HP Footmen. So very nice micro by both of the players so far. And yeah, this Archmage is definitely going to be produced for both the Water Elementals, which are great against these 1/1 teched hunts, as well as the Brilliance Aura, which is going to support casters, which is most likely going to want to add to this army. The Mountain King, actually in the Zeppelin, the Priestess is going to have to take care, but the Zeppelin is also right there to pick her up if need be. There's one bolt available on the MK. And Archmage is coming back, the Footman coming in from the right hand side. Priestess of course needs to be very careful with the Mountain King being very close to it. TH is just chasing his opponent Zeppelin. The Huns are in a bit of trouble against the Water Elementals, against the Water Elemental here as well. As the first Rifleman, who is very low though. Priestess looks like she maybe have gotten some items at the shop. One of the Huns has to go back, bolt at another one, so that was probably gonna fall, but he is saving it for now. Nice pickup here by TH Zeppelin as well as Jack, who actually saves this hunt. And the second low HP hunt is being saved just in time as well. So at the moment it looks quite good for Jack, who is able to chase away the army, and it looks like he definitely wants to get that Zeppelin killed, which would be a huge deal. He Invul Potion even used to do so. He needs one more hit to get the Zeppelin killed, but surround here against the Priestess. He's closing it again after the Rifleman goes down, and even the Priestess of the Moon falls right now. So very well done by TH, surrounding this invulnerable Priestess of the Moon, and that is a very, very big deal here. Rest of the Huns have to pull back. Jack trying to keep the pressure up, even though his first hero just went down. The Zeppelin unfortunately wasn't microed with the Priestess of the Moon. It looks like he expected to get the kill on the hunt here. And TH, given the fact that his Mountain King was out of mana, did a very good job surrounding here without a bolt used to do so. So that's probably why Jack used the Invul Potion so early on, because he expected to get out of there without yeah, being bolted or obviously surrounded. And now the Arcane Sanctum is being added by TH. Of course, that gives him a bit of time to stabilize his army, to gather a couple of Riflemen together, maybe 2 Zorks and a couple of Priests, and creep up his Archmage is what I would suggest, but he's buying 3 Ivory Towers, so it looks like he's maybe gonna go for an expansion here. Yet there are militia moving out of the map. This is okay, that's pretty surprising. There's 40 supply for Jack, there's 37 for TH. Is there another Moonbell coming for Jack? Not yet, so he's gonna stay at 40 supply, 2 Heat Scrolls, 1 Protection Scroll, 1 Invul Potion on the Priestess. So if these towers come up, it's 2 Guard Towers and 1 Arcane Tower. It's gonna be awesome, because Guard Towers against Hunts are yeah, quite amazing. But if they're not, then this investment is not gonna pay out, and Jack is already coming in. Only 4 Hunts. Where's the rest? Okay, the rest is inside the Zeppelin, so there's plenty of units to work with. New Water Metal casted by that AM. Wind of the Wind picked up by the Mountain King, and the Hunts now being dropped here. At least a couple of them. First 2 towers have already been cancelled. There's only the Arcane Tower in the back, which isn't gonna be that big of a deal. Protection Scroll used by the nightelf player, and it looks like the Zeppelin is maybe gonna fall right now yet. So Jack is losing his Zeppelin. A couple of Hunts are under some pressure. The Priest of the Moon is flying, but it looks like the number is just so high for Jack right now that he's going to be able to chase his opponent away. The Archmage is taking quite some damage. Is in quite some trouble. 13 HP being picked up by the Zeppelin just in time. Invul Potion also used on the Mountain King, but there's not many units left. Some stuff dropped here in the back. 2 more Hunts flying. The Priestess is killing the Rifleman. The Archmage really needs to take care, but so does the Mountain King. But there's also mana for a bolt, so Jack is going to have to take care. He's got the Invul Potion. He's using it just in time to dodge the bolt here. Very, very nice micro by both of the players, but both of the human heroes are in so much trouble. He's never going to be able to hold that tower against 5 Hunts, which are on full HP and almost on full HP and still available. So the Priestess is going to try and chase the human heroes down. There is one more hit needed. Bolt comes too late, but the Archmage is picked up by the Zeppelin just in time. Wow, some textbook micro by both of the players here, with some very, very close calls. Bolt dodged with the Invul Potion. Archmage dodging the final hit by the Priestess of the Moon here with the Zeppelin. Priestess of the Moon is almost level 5, and as expected, this was a big gamble by TH. If those 2 Guard Towers had gone up, I think he would have been able to hold that, but Jack definitely being aware of the risk TH has taken here did yeah, just check this position in time, and he was able to force his opponent back. And it looks like TH is buying Ivory Towers again. He's got 2 heroes and 3 units and the Zeppelin. And he's taking another huge gamble here, and this time the Priestess of the Moon is at the other side of the map. But he's heading... hold that thought. No, he's heading back to his main base. He's healing up, and that just might give these towers enough time to get up. And those will be a huge help for TH in upcoming fights to try and hold this expansion. So no counter expansion by the nightelf player so far, as you can see. So I'm not quite sure. Oh, TH actually revealed here, as we can see in the on the minimap. Not sure when though. Maybe earlier on when he bought the Zeppelin or something. Maybe he expects a counter expansion though and thinks he's in more trouble than he actually is. So first hunt is under quite some pressure. There's again plenty of units, but now also some water elementals for the human player. Check microing out his first hunt with 18 HP. His second hunt is under quite some pressure as well. This position seems to be fairly well, but I'm assuming the hunts are going to move in there soon. The one hunt is going to get away unless the Mountain King is going to throw a bolt on her. Rest of the human army has been picked up inside the Zeppelins. The Mountain King actually is throwing a bolt here. Some more dropping again. One more hunt is being sniped out, and the rest of the army is being picked up just in time. Once again, everything is kind of low. The Mountain King running around the back of the map. I was just wondering for a second if I may have overlooked the Tree of Life here, but it's just a low HP hunt. And it looks like the Mountain King is probably gonna get away from these hunts unless they turn around and go around the top here to try and block him. But the Zeppelin is also coming for the rescue. Mountain King soon to be level 5, Archmage on his way to level 3. Both very, very important level ups. Especially the level 2 water elements are going to be such a big deal against the hunts. Again, there's 2 heal scrolls for check, 1 invul potion, and 47 supply against 40. But the 2 guard towers here are such an amazingly big deal. I'm not sure if Check is going to want to go in there and fight, because with 4 riflemen and 2 guard towers, the focus fire against hunts is going to be amazing. Zeppelin is coming too late here. He can only look down at the priest's corpse sinking into the ground, but he's not going to be able to do anything about that. Priest is already level 5.2 or something, and it looks like he's going to try and do some damage here against the main. One of the wisps gets bolted out. Mountain King has quite some mana, so the wisps might not be the worst investment. Shop is going to fall, which is definitely going to come in handy for the Night Elf. And let's see if he's going to be able to do enough damage here. Level 5 for the Mountain King, as I said. Very, very important. Wisps are coming in, detonating only on the water metal. Not sure if that's... if that was really worth it. And what's good for TH is that this position is amazing. There's only one small gap in which big units can move. So from the back of this base he's going to be able to defend very well. But actually it looks like he might want to try and take the fight here in front of the base. Doing a bit of Zeppelin micro here, dropping right now in the back because the hunts cannot move through this little gap. The Mountain King is in a bit of trouble. It looks like he's going to move into the back here without his Zeppelin. The Zeppelin also has taken quite some damage already. But good job by TH so far, picking out hunts. As you can see here, 3 corpses lying on the ground, and Check didn't really get anything important killed here so far in this fight, so he's pulling back for now. 46 supply for TH, 47 for Check. And the expansion is, okay, not really running so far, but it's getting there. One more hunt gets bolted out here. Level 2 watermelon, as I said, is such a big deal. And the fact that Check doesn't have a Zeppelin anymore really, really backfires on him. Even though right now with all the anti-air, Zeppelin wouldn't last too long. So he's trying to get in a good angle, once again taking out one of the riflemen. But at the same time he's losing so many hunts. So it looks like the snowball effect slowly is going to start going on the Night Elf army. Zeppelin actually gets picked out. The Mud Golem here belongs to Check, and the Mountain King is moving into the back. There is no adept for the priest so far, so he cannot dispel the slow, and the priestess is actually moving in here. No TP for her, only an invul potion. But it looks like the Mountain King is probably gonna fall, so there's nowhere to go for him. He's got no items, nothing. Call to arms used by the human army, and the peasant is moving here to block the Priestess of the Moon. But his HP, of course, are not enough to keep the base closed here. The sorceress using her last slow against the Priestess of the Moon. There's still the invul potion on that one. Slow also. Was there another slow actually? Invul potion used by the Priestess of the Moon. So only this one hunt is gonna fall there in the end. So I think TH still came out way on top of this fight. Level 6 for the Priestess, but she's out of mana. The Mountain King is down, but other than that, TH didn't lose too many units, and he's establishing that expansion. So the pressure is definitely on check at this point. Mountain King is being reproduced in the normal attack, so no time rebuy for him. So at least in theory, there's a bit of time to get Starfall going. One Heat Scroll bought for check right now. Yeah, there's a lot of low HP units. He's using it immediately. And the Archmage continues creeping. He's gonna get the level 4 here. Watcher Ward and Ring of Protection +3. Yeah, maybe he can sell. Yeah, he does sell that. Gets a new Town Portal, Heat Scroll. And yeah, that's definitely going to help him. Also, Heat Scroll, of course, against the potential Starfall are quite amazing. The Priestess just sucking dry all the Moonwares that Jack has available to him. More and more hunts are being produced. Oh, and he's getting kind of caught off guard here. I mean, there's no Mountain King around, but also there is no Priestess. And he definitely doesn't want to take that fight with only a couple of hunts and no hero against the human rifleman caster army. So he's getting a scout farm here. Okay, reveal actually kills the one hunt here for check. And it looks like he's gonna go for the big push right now. Is he going for the expansion or the main? That's the question here. Mountain King is still not back. But he's about to be back in a second. So now the push occurs. The Archmage here does have to TP, so he could TP back. But the Mountain King, is he actually locked in the base? It looks like he is, and immediately TH is buying a Zeppelin. But that's gonna cost him a lot of time. And actually, the Archmage does not TP in yet. It looks like he wants to fight with his Mountain King, so that costs him all his towers. Now he uses the Town Portal. Maybe he was just checking for a counter expansion, but there is no Mountain King there. So there is the Starfall by Check, and maybe TH is TPing into his own doom here. He's getting the kill on the Forest Troll Berserker, but the first two Priests are also probably gonna fall here. And yeah, all of the peasants have also gone down, and maybe the Town Hall is gonna be next. Mountain King is coming in with a bit of mana. Detonate. Oh, he gets the kill on the one wisp before the detonate can go off, and therefore Mountain King still has enough mana for the bolt. Heat Scroll now used by Check. He's trying to snipe out one more Rifleman. He successfully does some Mud Golem Force, but the Priest is also in some trouble. There's fortunately no mana for another bolt yet, but look at the mana regeneration. It's going pretty fast. There's the 75 mana. Bolt goes on the Priestess of the Moon. She goes down level 6 for the Mountain King, and there's the GG by Check. A very, very tense game. Rather short by past cast standards, but some incredible micro by both players. A very, very close, tense game. Lots of close calls. I think TH, the main factor was that he got that gamble successfully done the second time when he got those guard towers up, when he stalled Check for long enough in the middle of the map to, as I said, get those guard towers up, and then being able to defend his main base thanks to the level 5 3 heroes he had at that time. And then Check was forced back, and then TH was just able to build enough riflemen and casters to really have the have the tech advantage going for him. And then in the end, he kinda brought it on himself, that it got kinda close again by locking his Mountain King in. And I'm not sure how it would have gone if that second wisp would have been able to detonate in time. Then there wouldn't have been a bolt available, and maybe the Town Hall would have gone down. But I'm assuming even then TH would have been in a very good position. But nevertheless, a very, very micro intense game. I think when I look at games like this and just the micro in those games, I mean, TH and Jack, even though they were good players, they were not the very top of the food chain back then. But you just don't see micro like that these days anymore. So those games are kind of what get me arguing against the players, against the people that say players these days would just easily rape the players from a couple of years ago. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you have more requests, of course, just tell me, and give a thumbs up, give a nice comment, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.